Morning, time for us to get into Besties Worldwide, connecting with South Africans who are taking up space in various parts of the world. This time around, we're meeting up with a young lady, man. Natasha is the name, hailing all the way from Etjiqhuqeberha in the Eastern Cape, currently residing out in the Netherlands, in the town of Boxtel, in the north of Brabant, or Brabant, which is a province. I guess you'll tell us a little bit later, Candice, whether I'm saying it wrong or right.
Right, I reckon you've got it right. Now, she relocated there in 2023 with her partner and her son, of course, after he was offered a position as an engineer in the Netherlands, which prompted her to obviously move alongside her man. And she also has a professional background in logistics. Now, Natasha Mulusa joins us on the Mighty Metro FM. A very good morning to you, doll. Thank you so much for joining us on Best Mornings.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome stuff. Out of curiosity, I mentioned Brabant or Brabant. How does one say it?
It's North Brabant.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
yeah, they usually say, in Dutch, it's actually Noord-Brabant. But yeah, in English, it's North Brabant.
it's giving Northwest, Northern Cape vibe. Like, if you had to compare it with any province in South Africa for context, what kind of vibe is there?
It's really hard to compare it to any province in South Africa. I always say this to people who have never been in the Netherlands, that the Netherlands is very similar. Everywhere you go, it looks the same. It just differs in like how modern it is. But the architecture, the infrastructure, the buildings, everything looks the same. So I can't really compare it to, any province in South Africa. But if you would want to have an idea, just look for those provinces that look very olden with the architectural, olden architectural buildings. Yeah.
Okay, that's very interesting, doll.
Yeah.
Let's take it back to the very, very beginning when you decided to make this move to the Netherlands with your partner. I understand that this was for his job opportunity, but I mean, it's still a risk and you have free will, right? Why did you decide to go, okay, baby, that's my man and I'm going to stick beside him? You know what I mean?
Well, to be honest, when my partner was headhunted on LinkedIn and offered this position, we accepted the offer because we knew that it would come with better opportunities, obviously earning in euros and the foundation for our child in terms of education. So because of those reasons, we decided to accept it and move as a family.
Nice. And how was it adjusting to the Netherlands overall?
It was... Okay, generally when you get to a new country, you're excited.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to take pictures,
Yes.
show off for Instagram, and, show people how good you've made it, So the first week was generally exciting for me. I was just curious and fascinated by everything. But immediately after that, the reality kicked in that, hey, ankose kaya apa. And, after you start experiencing the culture shocks, I learned that there was something called relocation stress syndrome, which is something I never knew. I experienced that, when you discover the differences and the challenges, then it became hard. It was definitely harder than I expected. And there are so many culture shocks that I can think of, but instantly upon arrival, it was definitely the bicycles. I had never seen so many bicycles in my entire life. I was like, what is this? And, I've watched videos on YouTube where they would mention that there are more bicycles rather than people in the Netherlands. I never believed it until I got here, and I was like, Aibo, this is actually really true. Upon interacting with the Dutch, it was definitely their directness. And lastly, it was definitely the weather. I was just like, what is this?
Yeah. Oh, man, it's a vibe. We're hanging out with Natasha this morning, a bestie based out in the Netherlands. Hailing all the way from Ekkabecha. We'll continue to chat on the other side. It's 8 o'clock. 8 minutes after 8 o'clock, it's the last hour of the show. Still hanging out with Natasha, who's out in the Netherlands. I know that Candice wanted to ask us something about the vibes.
This morning. Let's talk about what stands out. What do you miss the most about South Africa specifically?
Ubuntu, number one. Oh, Sana, it feels so nice to be in South Africa because that thing of you just get into public transport or wherever you are, having a typical conversation with a stranger, and just opening up to someone that you don't know. Apa, there's not much of Ubuntu. People are very reserved. So I think that is the number one. And the food, obviously, oh my goodness. I can't even stress that enough. The food, in as much as we do have like a South African shop that sells some South African groceries, but it's not the same, the restaurants and the cuisine and all of that. So I think the Ubuntu, the food, obviously the affordability, access to certain facilities, and just being closer to friends and family. Those are things that I do miss.
Yeah, but when you look at everything, the job, finding your feet, the family, and financially, was it worth it?
Oh, definitely it was. It definitely was.
Oh, the money good, girl. You don't even buffer there like, oh, the money good.
Yes, the money is good, obviously compared, the exchange rate compared to South Africa. It definitely is. You feel it. But I think more than anything, also the experience that we're getting, not just in terms of our personal life, but also in our careers, the exposure. I always say to my partner that when we go back to South Africa, we definitely maybe, would maybe score ourselves better opportunities because of the experience,
Correct.
Yeah, so definitely that's what I would say.
All right, you mentioned coming back to South Africa. Yay. Do you plan on coming back like long term to like move back? Or are you happy in the Netherlands and that's where you guys are based and you'll just come to SA to like visit?
To be honest, at first I wanted to come back. I think I was still adjusting to the new life. When it's stressy and you're just like, was this even worth it? The immediate thought is, tibuyele kaya.
Yeah.
But then once you adjust, you learn, you grow, you start realizing that there's actually so much good here that I can manage. Even the challenges, you find them manageable. So moving long term back to South Africa, not for now, but visiting definitely yes.
Yeah, no, when you guys come back with the experience you guys have, you guys are landing big management roles this side, or you're starting your own thing, house in Hyde Park next to Julius Malema. Like, life is nice.
Soft life.
Soft life it is. Hey, but SARS is coming for that money when you bring it this side.
Sana. They even run after us, Silapa.
Really?
I'm telling you, because we've got a property, so the transactions that happen regarding the property, they like, hey, what's happening here?
I know, SARS don't play. They even got AI now.
SARS doesn't play. Yep.
Oh man, such a beautiful story. Maybe one day we can catch up with you, even with the hubby. I think it's beautiful.
Yes,
it's a love story. Moving into a totally different country, following your dreams, backing up Bay. At the same time, making a sacrifice in the name of love.
Yeah.
Which I think it's a beautiful conversation. Maybe one of these days we'll follow up and hopefully hubby will be on the line. But if people want to stalk you and see this life that you live in Nassad, where do we find you? And then your YouTube blog.
Yes, so it's Natasha Mulusa or Natasha_Mulusa on all my social media platforms, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. I share more insights on my expat journey on these platforms.
Amazing stuff. Thank you so much, Natasha. Have an absolutely amazing day, all right?
Have a lovely one. Thank you so much for hanging out. Hey,
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. Same to you.
Oh, man, what an absolutely amazing conversation. If you're